Nice. Well, where are you living now?
Just above the office.
Oh, I forgot there's apartments up there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I like it.
yeah.
Tell the folks at home, what's your home address? Include the zip code and the unit number if you could. Oh,
Well, I mean, you can narrow it down from Fulton, but yeah, it's
oh,
somewhere in there.
yeah, you almost fell for my hijinks. That was an intro to the future high. Don't fall for that, that's you gotta be a big brain. Anyways, folks, this is Nate Hudson. He's the brother of our first ceremonial guest, Brian Hudson. And by the way, Nate, you want to know where the bar
Funny.
is so far for this dogcast? It's like it's as low as possible. All right. For just for a point of reference, I asked Brian the the first question was, "Who are you?" and tell the folks just a little bit about yourself. And he said, and I quote or something along these lines. Well, I just wish you'd maybe prepped me because I don't know how to answer that. And I had to rephrase that same question. What's your name and what do you do? I think it was, what do you do? And he's like, well, I don't like, how do you want, I don't know how you want me to answer. He acted as if I asked him, how can you explain quantum physics? It was the most
Yeah.
insane shit I've ever witnessed in my life. But anyways, so if you can breathe and fog up a mirror, you're probably going to do better in this episode. So
Oh,
congratulations.
wait, I do have a quick question before we get started.
Yes.
What are we exactly doing here?
We're just we're talking shop. We're adding value.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. Just dudes being guys.
Folks, if you can tell, I do a really good job of prepping my guests.
Yeah.
Just for a little point of reference, this man is a real estate mogul. Many are saying, all right, many are saying. Well, what's your main? Because what I've learned about like this content creation stuff is there's like 40 billion things you can do with content creation, but with real estate, it's like such an interesting topic to me because there's like nine things you can do with real estate. Like you can buy it, you can sell it, you can hold it, you can wholesale it, you can Airbnb. Like there's not a whole like it's a pretty it seems like a pretty simple industry. Obviously, it's not simple,
Yeah.
uh, but what's your main sphere of influence? Because I know your parents are big in that world.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're mainly focused on rentals, dealing with tenants and mostly property management stuff at the moment. We're still kind of picking up the pieces from COVID. But we've done flips. I've been in and out of Airbnbs here and there. We've had some turnover and would list them on Airbnb or um, go down that road for the short term rentals. But other than that, it's mostly just been dealing with a lot of tenants and, like I said, picking up the pieces and just moving forward, doing some rehabs on the places that we bought and kind of we grandfathered tenants in.
Ooh.
And now we're just getting to the point where we're updating those units, raising the rents, and just getting better tenants in there.
What's like your typical? Because I know some folks they target like luxury, some folks they target like Section 8 with like Fulton and well, because is your sphere of real estate? Because I know last time we talked about real estate, you're like I can buy stuff wherever, but like where for your portfolio, your parents' portfolio, is it mainly centered in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, yeah. So right here, most of them, we have a few down in Syracuse, or just one right now at the moment. But we mostly focused on Oswego County in Fulton and Oswego, the two biggest cities in the county. It's where I grew up. It's where I spent most of my time, and I'm very familiar with the neighborhood. Very, very familiar with like the housing. Um, every house has their different unique things to it. But when I go look at houses to purchase, I can spend 15 minutes and I know if I'm going to buy it or not.
Because
So,
you've got like
or put an offer in at least.
yeah, because you know the area, you know the rents, you know what
Yeah.
the market, what it's supposed to be like. That's pretty
How
cool.
much it is to fix it up and so on.
In the real estate world, where is most of your time being focused at currently?
Currently, at this current moment, evictions, honestly.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Yeah.
and you
Uh,
live in a real, I would have to imagine a real eviction friendly state of New York,
yeah,
right?
it's so friendly. It takes about 3 months, 3 months on average to get someone out when you start the eviction. Maybe two and a half.
And do you typically start the eviction process after someone hasn't paid for a month or two, or when does that process start? When you're like, all right, this person was on good terms, and now we've got to start making like how long is that period usually?
It varies, but we try and get them as soon as possible. The tenants come up, bad tenants anyway, come up with a lot of excuses on why they don't have the rent, why or when they're going to have it. why they're not paying, basically. And I tell them, well, you need to figure it out, or you're going to basically get a notice saying you're going to be evicted. So pay up or get out. And a lot of them just stay because they know they have their rights to stay. And like this last one that we went through, the sheriff's state, which was the last thing to do, the sheriffs come with myself and we just basically tell them to leave. But that was 2 weeks ago. And the court date, I think, was 3 weeks before that. And the tenant came to court, and her excuse was, I just didn't pay rent, or I just didn't have the money. I'm like, because the judge asked, like, what's going on? Like, do you have like anything? There's like, just didn't pay rent. And then they told my lawyer that they're moving out and they should be out next week. So then I'm in contact with them. I texted them, called them, and like I asked them when you're going to be out, and they're like, yeah, we'll be out sometime next week. And then they got the notice from the sheriffs, and they're like, well, we don't have to be out till the 10th, so we're going to just stay there. Even though they signed the garbage order, they did all of this. I'm like, you could have saved everyone time to where you can just get out and like leave everything if you're going to just leave everything anyway. But it is what it is at times, and you just got to accept the fate of that.
I'd have to say it probably a minimum, as someone who's not in that world, at a minimum, it would be a month, right? Where someone goes 1 month of not paying rent. So if it takes on average 3 months to get someone out, it could
you're already down 4 months in the hole.
And for those 3 months you're trying to get them out, you're not getting paid for those months either. So you've got this asset that's supposed to be cash flowing, and it could be tied up for 1/3 of the year if someone decides they want to, just put you through the ringer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's wild. Well, Cardell,
then you have the lawyer's expenses and all that. So yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. And the time and the letters and the headaches and all. So what's a tip? I mean, for someone out, that's a good transition. What's a tip for when it comes to due diligence with tenants, like finding a higher quality tenant who's not going to put you through that? What are some tips you could give someone to avoid those pitfalls? So the folks at home, they're telling me you're a big time basketball. Basically, you played for the NBA, if memory serves.
Basically, yeah.
Sacramento
big time NBA guy.
Yeah. Right.
You think he was a King? You gotta might want to.
Yeah, the LA Kings. Played for those LA Kings.
LA Kings.
Yeah, the LA.
There it is.
Yeah, he did the old power play on basketball. So you went to obviously old Casanova College, which turns out it was a giant pyramid scheme this whole time. It was a giant Ponzi scheme. Whole thing fell down.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Building 7, whole type situation, huh? But so you played a little basketball back in the day. What was your position? I don't know much about basketball. Were you one of those power forwards I hear much about?
I was for like a year. We had a short team, not many guys on the team. And ended up playing against a 6'6", 280-pound guy. So and I'm 6 foot, and I'm 6 foot and like 180 at the time. So a little bit of a differse.
Nice. Now
still got some rebounds.
All right. Are you who's a better basketball?
I was a shooter.
Okay. So you got that good stroke, they call it.
Really good stroke. It's so good. It treats me well now.
Dude, are you gonna? I got a sneaking suspicion you're gonna be like that 50-year-old white guy at the YMCA that's just like just hitting on them, just killing shots.
Well, I did not to stroke my own ego right now, but I did drop 53 the other day.
Ooh, that's I think Kobe did that. Kobe did that. Right?
What's that?
I think Kobe did that.
Yeah, Kobe did.
Yeah, dude. We don't speak ill of the dead.
60, but
on this show. 61, it's the same neighborhood though, right? Are you a big fan of helicopters? You doing any helicopter rides, you think, in your future?
I have not been on a helicopter in my life.
Neither. Seems like
probably won't be one.
I don't think so either. I think we're on the same boat on that one. It just doesn't seem like a great. Maybe I've heard you can get like Uber sent to you now via helicopter. You can get Ubered in a helicopter. I don't know. If I go into a helicopter, folks, this is my assurance. I'll do one of those like beach ocean, like you're on the beach and you'll see helicopters go over. Because if it goes down, I'd say I probably have a better chance.
50% chance it's going to land in the water, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, the thing I've heard stories of like. It's better to be in a plane apparently when it goes down because like at least a plane can glide. You know what I mean? Like if you're but like with a helicopter, I think if it goes down, it just goes down.
It's just a nosedive. you
And
know?
not only do you have to worry about what's beneath you, you also have giant spinning blades of death
Propellers.
above you. It's like you're in a literal blender. It doesn't seem like a very good situation.
You're going to be in a whirlpool in a minute once you go down.
Yikes, man! Oh man, that's tough. Oof.
It's tough.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's move on to a more a different topic. Let's move on to you're a big Eagles fan. Tell the folks home, what are your thoughts on your team getting embarrassed in the Super Bowl, making it all the way to the Super Bowl and then losing? What are your thoughts on that? What are some similarities, would you say, between if you had to? I asked Brian the same question here. So literally, you could probably just fart audibly, and it would be a better response than whatever he gave. He's a real good kid. He's got the spirit. I want to make that perfectly clear. He's got the spirit, but I got to go back and listen to his answer. It was one of the most interesting things a human being has ever said, I think. But the similarities between
He's one interesting guy.
He's a good kid. You love him back on the show. He's our favorite guest. But
can we get like a three-way going between us three?
Well, dude, no, you can't. You can't add a third person because that puts a little too much pressure on him. And when just the tiniest bit of pressure comes in, he starts. You start just a little tiny, and then then I start laughing, and then he's like, "I don't want to do this. Is stupid. This is shut. I don't even care. This is stupid." It's a whole. You can't do it. But the success in real estate, success in business, success in athletics. Like, what would you say the through line, the common denominator in success in life is? If you want to be successful at any chosen industry, any chosen profession, any chosen sport, whatever, like, you've got experience in all of it, man. Like, what are some of the common denominators?
Well, one of the biggest one that comes to my mind is taking action and being proactive versus reactive. So being ahead of the steps that you need to take. So basically understanding where you want to go and how you're going to get there, and then taking that action to follow those steps.
Cool. I love this. Taking action, dude. I think that's the best thing anyone could ever say. That's it in a nutshell, right?
That's it. That's all you got to do.
You can think
about,
even
if you don't know what you want, taking action is way better than just sitting here and being on your phone, I
don't know, man. Dude, you saying I can't hit my dreams if I spend time on TikTok all day? Come on, man.
You could become TikTok famous real quick. It's anyone's world out here now.